Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all crushing it today. We're going outdoors, so I'm doing a little bit of cardio. I'm in at Potts Point in Sydney. So I had a meeting in here earlier and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to talk to you guys as I stroll around and get more shredded. Currently 96 kilos, so I need to be 90 in a week's time. So I've got no idea how the fuck I'm going to do that. So I thought, well, fuck it, I'm going to start off by doing a little bit of cardio. But anyway, enough about me. What we're going to be going over this morning is how to optimize gains, more fat loss by improving your estrogen and your testosterone. So while everybody these days is fucking all about their macronutrients and all that rubbish, not rubbish, it's pretty essential, but while everyone's all about that, they actually forget a lot of the time about the little things and the smart things and how to optimize your body. So that's what we're going to be going over. Alright, so just let a few people load up and then we'll fucking crack on with it, shall we? Who we got on? Kimberly, welcome. Big Chris, Lucifera, how are you, mate? And as always, we're going to be doing Q&As too with this. So yeah, if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, just fucking comment them up and then I'll go over them. Alright, let's get into it. It's enough waiting. I'm very impatient. I can't wait long. Fuck waiting. But anyway, so gains. Alright. Two of the most important hormones for getting fucking bigger, getting leaner, are testosterone and estrogen. So testosterone itself is actually lipolytic, meaning that it actually breaks down fat. And then it also is anabolic, meaning that it will actually increase your glycogen storage, the amount of glycogen that you store in your muscles, making them fuller, and at the same time will also increase muscle gain. Alright, estrogen on the other hand is like more of a fattening hormone, will increase the amount of fat that you will hold if you have too much of it. At the same time though, it will also increase your muscle gain, it will also increase your water retention, which allows for strength gain too. So you need to consider that there's duplicity, there's two sides to it, good side and the bad side. Alright? We don't want to have no estrogen, alright? We obviously don't want to have no testosterone. In fact, the more testosterone, the better. In men, in women, if you have too much, it can get a little bit funky. But in men, you want to have, more testosterone and a good, healthy amount of estrogen. See, the issue with a lot of people is they think about wanting to cut estrogens. A lot of bodybuilders, they'll go on and they'll, excuse me, they'll be taking steroids and then they'll use these things called aromatase inhibitors or estrogen blockers, and they'll pretty much just try and nip the estrogen in the bud. The issue with this is that it's not very healthy for you. It actually ends up ruining your brain. It actually ends up hurting your nervous system, your digestive system, your joints, all that sort of stuff. A lot of it goes to shit, alright? And it's not what you want to do. It really, really sucks. So we do want to have a healthy amount of estrogen still. You lose your estrogen, yeah, you lose your gains, you lose your health, alright? Now, how to optimize it. There are three ways in which you can really optimize your testosterone, okay? Number one is you can reduce the conversion of testosterone to estrogen, okay? Number two, the next way, what you can do is you can improve the rate at which you produce testosterone. Number three is you can actually reduce the amount of testosterone that's lost to cortisol. All right, I'll go through each of these now. So, with estrogen, it is created through testosterone. It's the only way that it's ever made. It always has to go from cholesterol into a few different stages into testosterone and then across to estrogen. Now, for those of you who are attending the physique coaching apprenticeship, we'll actually briefly cover this when I'm presenting. And what happens is if you have too much of a need for cortisol, too much stress in your life, you're going to lose a lot of that testosterone to cortisol because pretty much, sorry, which one was I going on? I've lost my train of thought. Fuck, I can't do two things at once. What the fuck? Testosterone, estrogen. Let's go estrogen first. Fuck it. If you have a poor digestive system, all right, and you're making too much of the aromatase enzyme, or if you have too much body fat and you're making too much of the aromatase enzyme, what will happen is you lose a large chunk of that testosterone to estrogen because it gets churned away, eaten away, and pretty much your body will say, look, we've got an increased need for estrogen, we need more of it, we're going to take that directly from testosterone. So what ends up happening is you get a dip in testosterone and an increase in estrogen. So how do you fix this? Well, number one, don't be fucking fat, alright? If you're fat, no good, alright? Number two, don't be insulin resistant. Improve your insulin resistance, get leaner, alright? Exercise more, do more training, change up your diet. If you're insulin resistant and you're not responding well to carbs, then fix it up. Number 3, the main cause of insulin resistance actually stems from the gut and inflammation. So fix up your gut. If you fix up your gut, you'll literally immediately start improving this, right? Next thing too is that a lot of the aromatase enzyme actual creation and the detoxification enzyme begins in the gut, all right? So if your gut's not working well, you're going to get smacked around the back of the head because you're going to be fatter, all right? You're going to lose more testosterone and estrogen. You're going to have more aromatase enzyme floating around, all right? Not good. You don't really want that to happen, okay? Now, Chrissy Simon has just said, off the topic I know, but if your iron levels are high, do you think it's a result of too much meat in your diet? No, generally not. Look, it could be. It's too much iron intake in your diet, definitely. The most common thing that I see for excessive iron levels, bruh, when someone's got hemochromatosis, like 1 allele or 2 alleles for hemochromatosis, all you do in that stage is just reduce your intake of iron. So your multivitamin, for example, that's one of the biggest sources of iron for most people in their diets. You just make sure it's an iron-free one, and generally by doing that, you know, it sorts it out pretty quick, smart. Okay. So now back onto testosterone. The next one that we wanted to go on about is losing testosterone to estrogen. To cortisol. Ugh. When you get stressed, okay, your body will reduce the production of testosterone in favor of cortisol. So still go back to what I was saying before. Cholesterol brings out and it turns into both testosterone and then into cortisol, right? That's why fat's good, because you need fat for your diet, okay? You do need fat. That's why I'm such a massive fan of it. If you are constantly just stressed out of your nut and you have a much higher demand for cortisol, and you've got a lesser demand for testosterone, what do you think your body's going to do? If you're in a highly stressful situation, let's say that you're constantly under attack, all right? The lions are out to get you. You got no food. You're very stressed. You're very anxious. Do you think that's a good time to try and reproduce and bring a baby into the world? Probably not. Therefore, you're not going to need testosterone, so we have evolutionarily adapted to produce less testosterone in favor of cortisol in these times, okay? Thus, if you're excessively stressed, you're not going to have optimal, testosterone levels. And what we can do is we can actually trace this back, and we can look at it, and we can go into your neurotransmitter levels, right? One of my favorite areas. We look at these neurotransmitters and we say, okay, what's going on here? What do we got? And you'll almost inevitably see that when you have a deficiency in GABA or dopamine, you will instantly have low testosterone levels. So there are 2 ways to fix that up, all right? Number 1, supplement, okay? Take supplements, do what we do for all our guys. Take supplements and improve your levels that way. Number 2, reduce the stress that is there, okay? So we take out the environmental stress which is causing it to be there. And that goes back to the 5 stresses I always talk about: psychological, emotional, physical, digestive, and resting stresses, okay? Remove those stresses or minimize those stresses or optimize those stresses and you'll feel a shitload better, okay? So that's the second way which I'd recommend you optimize your testosterone levels, okay? Now the third way is if you're just straight out not producing enough, okay? So there are several different reasons for this. Often it's not its own cause. Often there are levels of inflammation which are there. There's a gut issue, there's something like that. Even, actually just generally stems back to inflammation and stress. But still, if you're just not straight out not producing enough, then what you can take is this stuff called astragalus, right? Really wicked herb, astragalus. And what it'll actually do is it'll increase your production of the precursor to testosterone, right? So follicle stimulating hormone, I think it is. No, luteinizing hormone, right? One of the 2. It increases the production of that, and that way you can actually bump up your testosterone levels really, quickly and easily. All right, it's not going to be a game changer it's not going to be a game changer. It's not going to be like fucking taking anabolic steroids, okay? For example, it's not going to do that, but it is going to be good. It is going to help you definitely in quite substantially, okay? So they're the 3 ways you can do that. Now on to estrogen, all right, fattening hormone, the female hormone. As I said right at the start, everyone wants to cull their estrogen. Everyone wants to get rid of their estrogen. They don't like it. They don't want estrogen, but estrogen's good, all right? If you want to grow, you will need estrogen, okay? You need estrogen there. So it's tons of fucking really good purposes. Good for your heart health, good for your brain health, your nerve health, everything, all right? It's really great for your health. Plus, it is good for water retention, which is good for strength gains and muscle gains at the same time, okay? So you want estrogen, right? But you want an optimal level of it. Now, women, one of the really common things that I see is poor detoxification of estrogen. That means that what you have is you have far too much estrogen floating around, okay? And when these estrogens are floating around too much, you get the side effects like increased fat gain. This is why some girls cannot lose it from their hips, their butt, and all that sort of stuff. What does it stem from? The gut. There are two places where estrogen is detoxified, the liver and the gut. Now, unless you're an alcoholic or you've done something really, really hardcore to mess with your liver's going to be sweet, okay? All these fucking naturopaths are always talking about how your liver's overloaded or your liver can't do this or your liver's stressed, all that. Ah, bullshit. You haven't put enough stress on your liver for it to be stressed, you know what I mean? If you're taking a fuckload of drugs, you're taking a lot of alcohol, you know, stuff like that, then yes, your liver's going to be stressed and you should probably look at that. Alright, the easiest way to fix that is to stop taking drugs and stop drinking alcohol. Oh, fuck, who would have thought that? You don't need to take a fucking supplement for it. Your liver's perfectly fine, alright? Your liver will generally be perfectly fine. If you're worried about it, run your bloods, get your ALT, AST, check fucking your Gamma GT, and you'll be sweet, alright? Check all your markers, it's going to be fine. Don't let the fuckers put your blood underneath a microscope and say, I can see one virus in the middle of your fucking iris, and yeah, and then there's some worm in your liver which is mucking around, alright? That's bullshit. Anyway, off that rant, most naturopaths are fuckwits. Most, not all. But yeah, so going back onto that, the main side of detoxification for estrogen is in the gut. That's where a lot of it goes on. Now what happens is if for some reason your gut's unhappy and you're not looking after it and you have messed up your microbiome, you get an elevation of this enzyme called beta-glucuronidase. And when you get an elevation of beta-glucuronidase, it starts recycling estrogen. So your body tries to pump it out and it brings it back in. It's a massive dick, all right? It's a dick of an enzyme. So what you can do to improve this is you can take more calcium D-glucarate. When I get girls who have bad guts and then thus after that have estrogen-related like symptoms, okay, we get them on a little bit of calcium D-glucarate. Oh, bang, wow, there we go, that solves the symptom. Now the issue is, if you don't have elevated levels of beta-glucuronidase, it can actually send you backwards taking calcium D-glucarate. So girls, don't just fucking take calcium D-glucarate for the sake of it. Same with you guys as well. Any guys who just naturally get, you know, gynecomastia, you've got, you know, you've got a lower sex drive, you know, you've got puffiness throughout your body, excess water retention, don't go straight onto it. The one that I would recommend you do go straight onto, though, if you are worried about estrogen, is DIM. Alright, I can't remember how to fucking pronounce it. Diiodomethyl, but it's DIM, okay? You can buy it on iHerb. And pretty much what you do is you just take a couple 100 milligrams of that a day, alright? 100 to, you know, fuck, even 500 milligrams a day. It's a fair whack, but you can take that much. And that will actually increase the rate at which it's detoxified, alright? And it will increase the excretion of estrogen from your body. But the best thing that you can do is, rather than fucking relying on supplements, is actually just make yourself healthier. Fancy that, making yourself healthier. What you do is you improve your gut, alright? It all starts at the gut. If your gut microbiome is functioning optimally, you'll get rid of estrogen really, really quickly. Now, look, a story from me. I used to have bad estrogen levels, okay? I used to always have massive estrogen levels. I used to have high testosterone, but my estrogen was always high. So when I would go, say for example, into a comp, okay, back in the day when I was like 18, 19, my testosterone levels would drop, as you'd expect when you're fucking starving, alright? And then my estrogen levels would remain the same. This showed that I was losing a lot of my testosterone to estrogen. What was happening in those comps? My digestive health wasn't optimal, alright? Straight out, for the first few years of me competing, my digestive health just wasn't optimal. It could have been much, much better. So what happened when I fixed up my gut? Oh, lo and behold, my estrogen levels got much, much better. So, how can you fix up your gut? Well, don't eat like a dickhead for starters. Numero uno, that's a really, really fucking easy one. Drink more water, get more sleep, have more sex, get more sun, alright? There's 5 straight off the bat for you. If you want a supplement, berbeриne's fantastic, okay? Apple cider vinegar is absolutely fantastic. And then a good probiotic. The issue with probiotics that I have is that when you have a probiotic, that probiotic is not necessarily specific to what you need. The thing that people think is they're like, oh, you know, I'll just take a probiotic, it's good for me. Well, no, not quite. I mean, there are probiotics that work for some people and probiotics that work for others. You know, the reason for this is that we all have a very, very unique gut microbiome. It's very, very fragile, and you need to make sure that you actually are putting in the probiotics, the strains of bacteria which you need, okay? Do we have the means to test this yet? No, unfortunately not. There are a few companies which are trying to do that, and they're coming out very slowly, but it's super hard and super, super expensive. Right now, what I recommend is just stick with a basic lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, all right? Something that's decently strong. The Now Foods one, which we recommend, that's really good. Avoid using things like soil-based organisms. I actually find that they do more harm than good at this stage. And increase your fermented foods, all right? In fermented foods, pickles, all that sort of stuff. Rightio, now Jason Machikas just asked, decided to train shredded well, then decided to bulk. Got on the SARMs, MK677, hunger went through the roof and gained a lot of fat. I'm 37, getting older and getting harder to lose the gut. Well, bruh, if you're eating you're taking SARMs and MK677, or just MK677, whatever. MK677 is a growth hormone analog. It activates the ghrelin receptor, okay? That makes you hungry. If you eat more, you're gonna gain fat, okay? So stop fucking eating more, cop a little bit of hunger. Or get off the SARMs, all right? If you want to take SARMs, the best ones to take at the moment, to my knowledge, for muscle gain, I wouldn't recommend it. Oh no, they're not illegal yet. I can recommend that. Is Rad 140. All right, Rad 140 is the one which I've been told by my guys is the best one for muscle gain and fat loss. Okay, MK677. I've taken it. It's shit. All right, wouldn't fucking waste my money on it. Didn't even improve my hunger. Not much. Not that much. I ate like a horse though. Rad 140 is quite good. What else is there? Ostarine, yeah, that's fine. S4, avoid. Yeah, dude, that's what you need to do. But even still, the thing is, man, like, just from what you're saying here, I don't think you're even tracking your macronutrients or looking after your digestive health. Why take drugs if you're not even doing the basics? You know what I mean? You look at people like Lance Armstrong and whatnot. He was taking a fucking cocktail of drugs, but I tell you what, he was doing every single little thing. And yeah, okay, the drugs are going to improve his performance, but it's the other 90%, which are going to have given him the most amount of gains, all right? Yes, the drugs will fucking have helped astronomically, but astronomically for an athlete like that is 10%, all right? The 90%'s already there. Sort out the other stuff, bro, all right? Don't worry about, you know, fucking just taking drugs to fix your issues. Start dieting properly, start looking after your digestion, optimize your hormones first, and then take the drugs afterwards. Drugs are great. Look, I'm an advocate for drugs. I think, yeah, sure, good. If you want to take them, go for them. Fucking wicked, good for you. Happy for you. But don't fucking use them as a shortcut. Use them as an enhancement. All right, it's a very different mentality. If you're taking, Jason just said he's taking Rad 140. If you're taking Rad 140, you're gonna be sweet, man. You should. There's no reason why you shouldn't be going at all. A couple of dogs. I get distracted when I see dogs. Yeah, guys. So that's it. Look, any more questions, just shoot them on through. Because I'm pretty much done now. I'm going to keep doing this cardio, and I'll leave you all to it. Now, Jason just said his diet as well, chicken and rice. Jason, no offense, bro, but that sounds like shit. Who the fuck enjoys chicken and rice, man? Chicken and rice sucks. The silly thing about Jason, the silly thing about what is perpetuated in the fitness industry is that chicken, broccoli and rice is good. It's fucking not good at all. And this is not a slide on you, mate. This is a slide on the Muppets who are perpetuating these fucking myths. When you eat the same shit day in, day out, it is not good for you. You actually begin to develop an immune response when your gut's unhealthy. Now, Jason, I'm going to go straight out and say, it sounds like your gut's unhealthy. Taking Rad 140 and MK677 and gaining fat, just because you're the way you're eating, especially around your gut, and you can't lose your gut, that's a fucking bang bang warning sign for having digestive issues, alright? Change up your diet, eat much more, man. You need to get a variety in. Fuck, you can't just eat chicken and rice every day. It sucks. It's not optimal. It's far from optimal. Fuck, I don't, alright? I fucking hate chicken most of the time, except when Daily Fuel cooks it. When Daily Fuel cooks it, I'll eat it. It's pretty fucking good. But most of the time it absolutely sucks. And the thing is, when you repeatedly eat the same foods, you miss out on a whole array of the other micronutrients and good things that you need to get, right? At the same time, you're also changing your gut microbiome. You're actually changing it for the worse. Diversity is what is going to give you the best digestive system possible, right? You need more diversity in your food. Get in some fermented foods, okay? Get in some fermented foods. Get in some, you know, just fucking different veggies, different carb sources, sweet potato, anything, you know, anything like that, which is good, locally sourced and healthy for you. That is what you want, Big Rig, okay? Anyhow, on that note, I'm going to leave you all to it. Thank you very much for coming here. I enjoyed chatting with you as always. And yeah, I'll speak to you all soon. Take it easy, guys. Bye.